morning, gorgeous. It's great to see you. Lovely to be here outside. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to show you the sky. Look at these beautiful clouds. It's like they've been painted with watercolour. Let me tell you, it's quite cold here today. Apparently it's been snowing a bit down in the South Island, but here it's just cold. The wind is from the south. Good morning, Heather. You know what the temperature's like. You don't live far from me. But, it's beautiful. Look at that. I love these skies. Te rumi, it's great to see you. Look at Wellington's skies today. Alicia, good morning. This is just beautiful today. So this is right up above me now. Morning, Linda. Welcome to chilly Wellington. And look, here it is, it's changed. So you can probably see if I stand still, you can see that the clouds are coming from the left and the birds are coming from the right. Some gulls, the harbour's on the left, and that's where the fresh air is coming from there. So, flowers, we actually have some yellow daisies coming out. The Euryops is saying hello. It's lovely to have some bright colour in the garden because most things are shutting up shop for the year. What else have we got? Oh, look at this. I don't know what this is called. I probably knew once. But it's flowering. It's a native. This is one of our Chatham Islands herbs, I think. Very tough and quite lovely. It just shows up. And you can see, it's a scruffy thing. Very scruffy at the moment. It'll be much sort of more lush in spring. But it makes these flowers. And look, we've got some native ferns here. Let's get up close and personal with this foliage. It's quite gorgeous. Look at that. It actually looks better on the camera, almost, than it does in real life. Good morning, Victoria. Bright sun on a spring day in Connecticut. Yeah, you're getting what we had 6 months ago. What else have we got? Oh, look, Astelia. This is Astelia, and these are its flowers. Flowers or berries, I'm not sure which, but there you go. There's always something fabulous to see here, even when there doesn't seem to be much. I love the white stems and the green berries. It's just beautiful. And we've got an orchidea in the front garden, which is all pruned, but this one is very scruffy because it's stuck up here and I can't really do much with it. It's got too much shade. If I cut it back, it might just die. So anyway, that's the garden ramble for the day. There's the seat. And there's the house. All right, and here's me. So yesterday I got asked a really good question. It is a really good question because it's one that we're all tempted to ask when, it's like, what am I missing, right? Trisha, good morning, beautiful. So, you're on a healing path. You're on a path to abundance. You're on a path to wholeness. You're on a path to finding a relationship that you desire or creating meaningful work or something. And it's just not happening, or, you've done all the healing you can possibly think of to do, because you've got trauma, right? That happens. And you do the talk therapy and you cry and you scream and you shout, Wendy, good morning. And you think it through and you understand your reactions and your responses and you work out all the stuff. But still, when the trigger gets pushed, kaboom, off you go. And you think, what have I missed? What is wrong with me that I can't get over this or get through it or make it stop or make it fucking go away? How come? What did I miss? Or for me, why can't I make enough money? What is it that keeps me poor? And I can paralyze myself till the cows come home, but I just couldn't make it different. So whatever it is that your brick wall is that you just keep banging your head against, you got brick dust on your nose, your forehead's bleeding, it's like, what am I missing? I must need to look harder. I must need to search for something that, is the thing that's in the way. And we go digging for our blocks and we get on this thing that I remember I was on the healing treadmill. It was a bit like that. And for some people, that means that they go to every healer, they go to, with a sickness that can't be healed, they go to every doctor, they try everything, and they just keep going, but nothing really shifts, nothing works. It's like, well, but I must keep looking, because I can't just give up and say, oh, well, I can't do this. And obviously, I just have to live with things being the way they are. No, I don't want that. So I keep looking. But it's a bit like a treadmill. Christine, good morning, blissful, beautiful being. So what do I do, right? And it's just, we try to solve the problem. And you keep on analysing the problem within the emotions that created it and the experiences that it creates more of, and round you go, and it just keeps, it's kind of self-perpetuating, really. What's the way out? Get off the hamster wheel, the healing treadmill, the thing that, you just keep banging your head against the brick wall. You got to stop doing that, because it's not, if it didn't work for the last however long, it's not suddenly going to be different today. I mean, why would it be different, So what do? And this is the journey that I've been on really since I connected with my first mentor in May 2017. Seems like a million years ago. And she was the first person that really explained to me that you have to start moving into the future that you want, independent of what's currently happening in the present. And this was a very new and difficult idea for me to grasp, because I was so buried in how it felt being me. I didn't realise that was the problem. And the more you analyse how you feel and how bad it is and, what's the thing, the more you just keep your attention on that. So I began to understand a little bit about creating a new self. But I didn't, and I did make some shifts. I did. It was very slow, though. I didn't really gain any traction until I connected with the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I started to understand about heart and brain coherence and how it is that you actually go about creating a new self in a way that bypasses the analytical mind. It means it's really like, if you take a computer and you wipe the hard drive and you put new programs in. Because I could never do that by saying, I'm going to think this way and I'm going to feel this way and I feel fantastic, when, I was just falling apart inside, or just kind of burning and hurting and not even realising how shut down I was. I was totally stuck on my stuckness and I didn't understand it. And I didn't realise that this was the missing piece for me. And it was totally the missing piece. It was a missing piece in the puzzle that I hadn't even realised what it was that I was missing. I just needed to be able to get beyond myself so that I could start to become familiar with who I wanted to be. And I had to get past myself somehow. And that process, it does begin with knowing who you want to be and how you want to feel. We talked about that yesterday. You vision boards, mind movies, writing down your goals, whatever, setting your intention, really important. But the difficult part of that can be that you do that and then immediately all the stuff in your head and in your body, right, that you don't even maybe notice, it says, are you joking? That is never going to happen in a million years, starts to come up. You think, well, how do I change that? How do I become the person that doesn't think that way and feel that way anymore? So, for me, I have to get beyond myself. I have to become coherent in my heart and coherent in my brain. And I've been practicing this for 13 months now. And I tell you, looking back, I realise what I've been doing. I realise now how shut down I've been and how deeply incoherent I was. Julian, good morning, gorgeous. And how much I was holding everything and everybody out. It's really only becoming clear to me in the last couple of weeks. Long story. But I understand. I look back and I can see myself gradually creating coherence and gradually carving new pathways in my brain and changing the biochemistry in my body that was so conditioned to feeling lack and holding love or anything at harm's length. It was harm's length. Stay away. It's too risky to let you in. Way too... No, not safe. I'm really beginning to understand this. Deeply unconscious, not aware. So, the point being that as I started to work to create coherence in myself, and I will stand here and say I do not know another way to do this so effectively. Even though it's taken me a year, 13 months, but a year to really, or however long it was, 10, 11, don't know, months, to really start to connect with positive emotions, because I didn't realise how hard that was for me. Because it's a risk to feel joy when you're so used to something else. It's unknown, it's unfamiliar. It's like, what do you mean? And if I feel this, what happens if I lose it and I can never get it again? Desi Slava, morning gorgeous. It's a risk to feel something different. We are so used to being who we're being. But the point is, if you want to move through your brick wall, while you're on that side of the brick wall, you don't have access to the gate. You're just there banging your head on it. You've actually got to put your attention and your energy into being the person who's on the other side of the brick wall. Stop analysing the problem, looking for the secret thing, the red pill that's going to get you out of the matrix. That isn't the thing. You are the red pill that's going to get you out of the matrix. You just got to become somebody else. The person who's beyond your trauma, the person who's beyond your lack, the person who's beyond your illness, the person who's beyond your frustration or your fear or your bitterness or whatever it is. You got to focus your energy on that person, on being that person, on getting to know who that person is and how they live and breathe and think and talk. And here's the thing. When you get really determined and dedicated to doing that, your barriers are going to hit you in the face. Now, I say that, and I don't mean that they come like sledgehammers. I mean that the barriers, the real blocks, the real whatever it is, they surface perfectly as you start to put your attention onto being that new person. Justin, good morning, sweetie. And why is that? So here you are used to being a person that can't and won't receive love. Hello, it's me. And you don't know it. And so you spend your life in lack because you shut down to keep yourself safe. And you don't know it. So you start focusing on abundance because you really want abundance. And you start behaving more abundantly because, there are practical things you can do. Giving small amounts of money and actually bringing yourself into a space of feeling okay about it. Finding, this took me more than a year, that I can be in front of my computer and not feel fear to log in into my banking anymore. Breakthrough last week. This massive realisation, oh my God, I would spend XYZ amount of money on things that I consider are healthy for me and necessary for me, but there's this stuff that I really need for my personal growth, and it's the same amount of money, and I feel like I should. No! What the hell? I'm spending this money. I have this money. I'm letting it go. Huge breakthrough for me. I didn't even tell you about that one. Just did. In short. But I started by doing small, sustainable things that I could really line myself up with to behave like a more abundant being. And as I started doing that, as I did this crazy, I cannot tell you how much of a growth it's been, this crazy thing of working with my friend Sangbury in the Gambia and helping him, get through his nursing training. And now, of course, we're keeping him from starving, which is, wow, who would have thought it would turn into that? That's been an amazing journey, and me generating money for someone. Are you mad? Every little step along the way, I've had to face myself And it's like the blocks and the barriers and the fears and the impossibilities, they come up exactly at the point when I am ready to face them and move through them, because I'm beginning more and more to embody, think, feel, breathe, smell, taste, hear, talk, speak, who it is that I want to be. I do not have to go looking for that stuff. It's going to find me. Finds me really easily and really perfectly. And more than that, it doesn't just find me. It's like, here I am, I'm your problem now. You can see me and you can solve me. But the synchronicities are around me to help me solve those things. And the synchronicities will be around you also. You don't just think, oh my God, that's what it is. You find that at the same time, the solution is there. And you may not even know what it is, but you feel, oh, I know there's an answer for this, because you know why? The question is the hardest part. Once you really know what the barrier is, you move through it. It's practically done once you've seen it. So you don't need to keep looking and searching for the problem. The problem isn't the problem. The problem is you don't know who you want to be, or you think you know who you want to be, but you're still putting all your energy on who you've been. You got to put your energy into who you want to be. You got to get your attention, your energy out of your past and into your future. And that's a surprising amount of effort, because we are quite conditioned, and biochemically and neurologically and epigenetically and emotionally and in every other way, very accustomed to and even addicted to being ourselves. And that addiction, that conditioning shows up as the chatter in your head that says you can't do that. You'll never exceed who you've been. You're too much like your parents or your sister, or that person's always going to be better than you, or whatever it is. That stuff is actually your old thought patterns and your biochemistry and your state of being that you're accustomed to being coming up for you to see, because you're challenging it by deciding to be somebody else. Ashki, it's lovely to see you. Very lovely to have you here. It's lovely to have every single one of you here. I so appreciate you being with me, because you know, where you put your attention is where you put your energy. And so you honour me and you gift me because you give me your attention. Had you thought that? It's a gift when you show up to spend time with me. It's a gift when I show up to spend time with you, but that's what I choose to do. That's who I choose to be, see? So who are you choosing to be today? Choosing, being conscious about who you want to be, and realising that as you do that, step by step, stage by stage, moment by moment, everything inside you that is not who you are choosing to be is going to come up and greet you. And by the way, this can be really intense. There are some days, I'm with you, Ashki, really. Some days I need this message too. There are some days I have to choose over and over and over and over again. And just remember, my conscious choice is one thing, but being able to get very deep into my own operating system to make a much deeper choice is quite another. Nora, good morning, lovely. And that's what I encourage you to do. That, you know, a lot of the healing modalities that we use, they're all great. I'm not doing healer bashing, and I'm not doing doctor bashing. I'm not doing therapist bashing. But the challenge that I have with a lot of them is that they involve the conscious mind. The conscious mind is still there. And that's like the operating system. And if you're still running on Windows 3.1 or iOS, 1.4, whatever it is, but you want to be running on 9.2, you actually have to get down into your operating system and delete that old programming. And you can't do it with conscious thought. That's the piece that I just didn't understand. I do now. And even more than that, I know how. I can't tell you what that means to me. I could finally get into the place where my old, deeply held and visibly buried and burning pains can release. But I can't think myself there. I have to go much deeper than thought. I was there this morning. I can't tell you what it's like. I can only say you've got to go experience it yourself. I can help you figure that out. I can help you on the journey. I'm really good at that. You talk to the people that work with me, you'll know. They'll tell you, yeah, she's good at that. But you've got to make that journey yourself. Nobody can do it for you. What I want to say is that experience is there for you. It's possible. Whatever you think you can't have, whatever it is you think has been utterly impossible for you, for your whole life, for lifetimes, whatever you think your karma is, that's just what you've believed. That's just your programming. It's not true. Whatever you determinedly and dedicatedly desire is available to you. But you can't think your way into it. You can make conscious choices, but you've got to get deeper as well. I'm so inspired by what I am able to do in me. It's awesome. And I'm glad I get to share it just a little bit with you. Thanks so much for joining with me. Your attention, your presence is a gift. Very much love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.